This morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every child and every mother. Up we stand this world. You have every child. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. This morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every child and every mother. Up we stand this world. Well, I know that wound's been heavy, child, and your folks been trapped in ice. Oh, but we can bring our sparks together till the bonfires are burning bright. Oh, you know we have the power now to make a new day for us this night. You have my love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. Up this morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Well, I know that we've all stumbled, child, and we're falling on our knees. Oh, I know we cried for peace and mercy when nobody's heard our pleas. Oh, but now the walls are falling down between us and them and we. You have no love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. Watch it grow. Watch it grow. Give it, give it, give it, give it, give it, don't be shy. Give it, give it, give it, don't be shy. Up this morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every child and every mother. Up we stand this world. You have every child. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. Watch it grow. Watch it grow. Watch it grow. Up this morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand this world. Up this morning, every child and every mother. Up we stand this world. Well, I know that wound's been heavy, child, and your folks been trapped in ice. Oh, but we can bring our sparks together till the bonfires are burning bright. Oh, you know we have the power now to make a new day for us this night. You have my love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. lift each other up and stand as one. Up this morning, every child and every mother. Up we stand as one. You have my love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. This morning, Lord, we're gonna lift each other up and stand as one. Up this morning, every child, every mother. Up we stand as one. Well, I know that wound's been heavy, child, and your hope's been trapped in ice. Oh, but we can bring our sparks together till the bonfires are burning bright. Oh, you know we have the power now to make a new day for us this night. You have my love inside you. Then you know. Let's lift each other up and watch it grow. Up this morning, Lord, we gonna lift each other up and stand as one. Well, I know that we've all stumbled, child, and we're falling on our knees. Oh, I know we cried for peace and mercy when nobody's heard our pleas.
I'm James Kirk. I'm Mitchie Hoyer, and you're watching simnews.tv.
Raceview.nl, where you and your league can get live timing updates every 2 seconds with stint analysis and an auto-generated track map, whilst also enjoying an overlay for your live broadcasts. Get your 30-day subscription on up to 3 servers for only $3.99. WCS League, where racing is entertainment, uses Raceview.nl for all their live timing. Why don't you check it out too?
Virtual Race Car Engineer 2020, the intermediate level tuning software for racers. Can you come up with your own baseline setup but are still slower than most? Don't know what to do when you gain that extra bit of speed to compete for podium spots? The Virtual Race Car Engineer is for you. Virtual Race Car Engineer fine-tunes your existing baseline setup to get the most out of your car, and fast, offering whole lap and corner specific advice. Virtual Race Car Engineer will get the very best out of your setup. In the process, the driver tailors the setup to his individual needs and feel. The end result is a comfortable, reliable, and fast race setup ready to challenge for the top positions. The 2020 version brings you even more car choices, more session choices, and individual car options than ever before. An improved lap wizard to tailor advice to your individual handling problems really makes all the difference. Have you always wanted a knowledgeable engineer by your side? Well, Virtual Race Car Engineer is just that, and means tuning your personal race car setups couldn't be easier.
Ron Elliott looks like he crashed in his lap. Hello everybody and welcome to week 3 here of the WCS Voltage series here this evening. I'm David Carter, alongside me once again here, pleasure as always, Iain Berryman, otherwise known as Mad Ot on his YouTube channel as well.
Thank you very much, David. Pleasure to be back. So we are week 3 now, so very different track to last time out, David. It's this one should be fairly interesting, I reckon.
Tight and twisty, the streets of Sardian Heights. Those who used to play Rfactor 1 may be familiar with this circuit as well. Tight little street circuit, with a throwback for a few of these guys here as well. Going to be very, very nice. Of course, for many of these people, they may not have raced here in many, many years. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens this evening.
Keep out of the wall. That's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, because it's, as we were discussing before we went live, there's a lot of bumps in the middle of corners, and if they can keep it out of the wall, that's I reckon about 80% of the job done, to be honest.
Yeah, it would be very, very interesting. Just to let you know as well, Virtual Race Car Engineer is our main sponsor here for this series, and you can get 10% off Virtual Race Car Engineer when you buy it on Steam using the promo code WCS Rocks. That's all in uppercase. Really handy actually for those of you who may be newer to sim racing or new to a certain simulator or racing game. It can really help you get the edge over your rivals with the setups you can get on that game as well. So as I say, not many of you watching, we've got 8 people watching at the moment. If you can obviously share the stream around, get your friends involved as well with the chat, maybe watch some Formula E racing for the first time, essentially. Your friends involved as well. Just looking at the lap times, Stoyan Barbikov, we got the pole actually last time out around Tobin Long after ended up retiring, but he's currently in pole position. Also, just letting you guys know that there's a new team on the grid this time out, LARP Sim Racing, with the likes of Mark Hutchinson, race for there, Michael Wilson as well, and Cian White also racing that team as well. So it's a throwback to the Earth car, I think, looking at that. Don't know what you think here.
Yeah, it definitely appears that they've got some inspiration there, to say the least. But some great liveries across the field here. I think
just
really
that's not one of them.
A lot more. Well, I mean,
each of their own, isn't it? At the end of the day,
holder, as they say. But no, I'm just watching on board with Leonardo Pupo at the minute, and it's incredible to see how tight this track is. Obviously, looking from the TV cameras, it looks pretty tight and twisty. When you're sort of on board in the cockpit, yeah, it's definitely a skill to get around here without throwing it in the wall. Glad. Oh, speaking of which, Pupo has just bounced off 2 walls. So yeah, proving my point there, David.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. Alessandro Apolloni, they're supporting Drive Game Seat again, supporting for Leo and Danielle. Of course, doing a pretty good job, second and third at the moment, but miles behind Barbikov, who's really set the pace here so far today. A few guys on track. David Yuntz, who's just joined the server, he's not managed to set time, nor is Jan Woznicka or Brian Elliott. They're all out. Lewis McGlade going in P9 there, 4 seconds off pole. I think a man to watch out for. We've got to look out for these LARP guys, actually, because they seem to be pretty good in practice. As Mark Hutchinson actually in P11 at the moment, half a second up on Barbikov, as he's now going through the back end of the circuit, through the tunnel. A very tight and twisty area track here. You go through the right then, the very, very tight double apex, left hand hairpin it up the hill once again. Really going to be challenging, actually. I mean, power shouldn't be an issue around here at all. And we've tried and tested the circuit, and so plenty of place to take the regen. There's now crosses the line.
P2. Hutchinson, goes P2.
That's 1.7 seconds. I tell you what, Barbikov's done something quite incredible, actually. We believe he's done wall riding around the particular final sector, so I think that should be either reported, and if proven, should be sent to the back of the grid if possible. But obviously we didn't see it on camera. Just see Cameron Roger as well. He's about to start a lap. So Hutchinson from Cian White actually slides into 3rd position as well. I'm just seeing as well. Matthew Clip is just starting his lap as well for RSR. Obviously, having a great season so far. He's clipping a guy that we thought would do well with his experience in Formula E, but at the end of the day, with this competition, you've got to prove it. You've got to show you're fighting for the front because there's very, very good competition here as well. And through the hairpin, he clips the wall on the inside, gets away with it just about. And he's
You can
just
get away
over
with
at
it
10th
with
half.
his surname. So.
You can, yeah. You can
Call him a
indeed.
Matthew move from now on. It's fine.
Yeah. As Clip
Wilson
there goes round the
P5
hairpin.
as well. Michael Wilson's just started into P5, 2.459 off of the, well, we'll say provisional pole lap at the minute. We don't know what's going to happen with Barbakov. Yeah, Cameron Roger is on his way to finishing his lap, so we'll see where he can slot into the pack. I think grid position here is obviously far more important than what it was last time out, for fairly obvious reasons. So, yeah, they'll be looking at trying to get as far as possible, even if that does mean a little bit of wall riding, apparently, with Barbakov. So,
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Clip had a very, very good final part of the lap, but still 2 seconds off the pole. So I think, yeah, Barbakov, as a couple of people have mentioned to me now, whispered to me in chat that Barbakov was caught wall riding as well. So not good. Cameron Roger there, cross line in P12. That I believe ends the session. So Elliot and Ryan David Yunt did not set lap times even. Jan Wasnik left the race, but he also didn't set a time either. So that completes qualifying. And I say, a very, very good debut there for Team LARP as well. 2nd, 3rd, and 6th as
not bad
well.
way to start, is it, in your first one? Not bad at all. So it just goes to show, we're always obviously saying get involved, check out WCSLeague.co.uk, because could be you slotting into the top 3 there. If you want to get involved and you want to get a team together, the more the merrier.
That was really, really good stuff as well. Also, there's going to be a small delay as our cameraman and obviously league owner Mike Pittman is going to sort a couple of things out in the background. But obviously we'll keep on chatting in the meantime. Just a reminder for you guys, after this week, there's a week off for the transfer week. So if any of the team owners are watching, you need to maybe fill a seat or maybe got to do another signing, for example, maybe a fresh face or maybe a signing for another team if you're that daring. You got the chance to do so next week after the event. Basically, you can do it for a whole week. And then the following Sunday will be the cut-off point, ready for the race on Monday as well. All the details will be in the forum as well, the WCS forum on the website. And just seeing a couple of new names coming in. Filippo Caneo, David H as well. Oh, good old David H. He's always up for a view, isn't he?
Like I always used to say on my live streams, he is like the shag carpet that cushions your feet. He's always there. And ready to make you feel good. So, hello to you, David.
Like a sheep pole rug.
Delicious, comfortable.
Oh, good to see you again, David H. As well, as I say, this will be the biggest grid we've had since the series started. 18 as well. We can have up to 24 drivers. A couple of teams are still either not filled or, lack of attendance. We may open those seats up if people are regularly not attending. So that may be interesting.
How many laps are you expecting for the race then, David? I haven't done the maths, unfortunately.
Nor have I.
Excellent.
Nor have I. It's
Let's go with 100.
I predict about, that would be nice. I think we're talking about sort of. Oh, you've got me now. That's a lot. But I reckon about sort of 30 mark, around that sort of area. So we'll see. Not much strategy needed. Not like last time out where the power was the big thing. They can pretty much go all out from the start. So we're looking forward to some hard, aggressive racing here today, and hopefully people keep it fairly clean and don't disconnect either.
Yep, absolutely.
So
fewer disconnections, the better. I think the problem, Barbakov, obviously, he retired quite early on, if you remember, David.
He set his radiator up to 100% and
Yeah,
basically
100% tape.
cooked his powertrain.
So, yeah, saw from him afterwards. Yeah, I don't think he'll be making that mistake again. He's got all riding now anyway, so yeah, all good.
Obviously, we're going in a warm-up session in a moment. Also, after transfer week, will be the final 3 rounds of the season. And I'll repeat, I mention this every week, but at Monaco, we're going to have a full grid of cars there. When I mean a full grid, we're opening it to everybody. We're going to have a special WCS livery car, and we're going to have up to 39 drivers there. So in theory, if all the teams fill up their spaces, that's 8 teams, 3 per driver, 24 drivers in theory. That means at least 15 spaces will be available for you guys watching to sign up to that race and have a go. Have a laugh. It's the Monaco E-Prix circuit. I expect at least a few of you here watching today to sign up to that, because what opportunity you get? Get a Formula E race with like nearly 40 cars. It's going around a smaller than small Monaco after half the size.
I mean, it's got to be worth coming in just to see how that plays out after lap 1 or 2, surely.
Just when you got about 3 or 4 roadblocks,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I could go ahead and do that while commentating, I'd be on the grid, definitely, just for the giggles of it. But no, it's
I might let you have the night off when it was me, right?
Oh God, no, I couldn't do that. I can talk far better than I can drive, so no, that's fine.
Well, maybe not today, but
Yeah.
Say Ian's got the case of the flu. Unfortunately,
Man flu, by the way, which is worse than normal flu.
Absolutely.
For those of you that don't know. But yeah, so well, do some warm up at the minute. David John has had a big pumping, unfortunately for him. But yeah, we're still waiting to hear back on this qualifying situation. Obviously, as soon as we find out, we'll let everybody know the situation with the provisional poll. How do you see that one going down, David?
What's this about the pole?
Yeah.
I think he'd be kicked at the back or made to start from the pit.
Yeah, I think that's only fair, to be honest.
Yeah, kick him out. That's what you got to do. Set the rules straight. that's my. No, I say I didn't actually see what happened, but judging by the way people was on about it in chat, and I can see the final sector times coming through, and it's chalk and cheese. It's like driving a different racetrack. So just looking at the times. So I think Stoyan will get what's coming to him. If not now, then probably for the next round as well.
Yeah, I think you'll be checking into the HR department for that one. But no, it's frustrating, I think, for the other drivers. Obviously, we saw in the chat there's a lot of annoyance there. Everybody's trying to do their best whilst playing within the rules. So, yeah, unfortunate for everybody else when they're out there sort of giving it all, and then they, obviously see 1.7 seconds down.
And I can see there as well, Stoyan has been kicked out of qualifying. That means that it's a LARP 1-2 at front of the grid. And Barbakov will be starting from the back of the field, just to confirm that to you guys. So, standing, what we can also do while we're just about to finish walk is look at the championship standings as well for the drivers first. Obviously, we've had quite an interesting first couple of rounds. It's mighty close going into last week. But here's the standings for P now. It's still very close at the top. Matthew Klipp leading championship from Milan Rakovic in second, 4 points behind. And look at that behind. I mean, literally, you can have them all in what palm of your hand. Pedro Mora, who's not here today, actually, unfortunately. Actually, he is today, so I'm talking absolute nonsense. Pedro Mora in P3, Vidamari in 4th, Cameron Roger 5th, Lewis Blade 6th, Cash Richard 7th, Bruno Self-Sprewer in 8th. At 4 points covering those. Campbell Wallace on a little bit. You say it's only 4 points, but it's literally on his own almost there in 9th. Then Iger Poom, Leonardo Pupo, Ryan Elliott, Pedro Delgado, and David Yunt, who will hopefully have a better race this time out. But he's there rounding up the standings there. If we look at the team's championship as well, I do believe that RSR are leading that. They are indeed 53 points from 49 place 47, so RSL Cliffhanger Fantasy Flag. They're kind of leading the charge. Royal Blue, they're in with 39 points and drive game seat, and then both HM Engineering teams at the bottom of the field. Interesting to see, actually, if Team LARP are as quick as they have been in qualifying, how many points are they going to get today, and how far up the championship could they go if their qualifying form is anything to go by?
They've got 3 cars. They've got the front row locked out. So yeah, potentially a very good start for their championship chase. I don't know. Obviously, very long race, a lot can happen, but yeah, potentially they could easily bring in a big haul of points and put themselves right in the mix from the word go. So yeah, definitely be keeping an eye. There seems to be a lot of hype behind them as well. I've seen a lot in the chat with people sort of spotting them on, so really popular.
They do. I think they're a brand new team as well. So I've seen them around a couple of Discords mentioning LARP. I'm thinking, what the hell are they on about? Now it's abundantly clear what they're on about now, and they're coming in. They're coming quick. So it's going to. I reckon they'll be very, very competitive today. And I've just seen Jan Wasnick knocking all over the cones at the fight in sector 3. So he's having fun with that.
Just get it out of the way in the. Get all your mistakes done before the race starts.
That's all right. He's just riding one of those cones there as well. So it's
giving it a bit of a circuit tour. That's all it is.
Well, I think I had a bit of interest in the circuit. But actually, for the viewers at home as well, down the start-finish straight, there's a bump. There's a bump on the circuit where if you hit the bump at the wrong angle, you will potentially see cars get a lot of oversteer and potentially lose the back of the car as well. So that's something to keep your eye out at home. But now we've got 18 drivers who are now going to take the grid for this evening's race at Sardian Heights 250 for week 3 of this WCS Voltage series as well. As everyone's just lining up on the grid. Of course, as you should know, no formation lap. They go straight into the race. And expect to see pretty quick lap times here today because of the lack of energy saving they have to do. It's going to be pretty much flat out. But as you can see, the 2 LARP racing cars will be taking the front row of the grid. Hutchinson and Cian White from Leonardo Pupo. Matt Clip will be starting 4th. Michael Wilson 5th. Vidamari 6th. Heiger Poom 7th. Rakovic 8th. South Ferrer 9th. Pedro Moran out of top 10. Cameron Roger, Pedro Delgado, Campbell Bollis, McGlade, Elliott, Yun, Bostica, and Barbakov ran at the back of the field as the 5 laps right. It's a jump start further back. I see car rolling there. That was Salsa Ferreira completely jumping the start. They all get away fairly well. Looks like a great start from Lupo actually.
Yeah, managed to turn Cian White before they even got to the first turn. Just another little notice that I've seen pop up. All riding in the race will be penalised. So yeah, everybody will be keeping an eye on that. So
excellent. I'll be having eagle eyes on that. And there's contact behind.
Cian White there. So Cian White back up to 2nd after losing that off the start.
Oh, hit each other behind Wasnick and Delgado. Ryan Elliott's right. Ryan Elliott's having a lunge down the inside of Barbakov as well. But Barbakov starting at the back of the grid. He's in P12. Making a move now on Lewis Blake, but failing to do so. Ryan Elliott now makes the move.
Yeah, exactly. Apologies, that came out to Leon Elliott. I mean Ryan Elliott there. But Lewis McGlade now falling victim to Ryan Elliott as well. So yeah, he's having an absolute powerful start. But the top 3 seems to be Hutchinson and White as they started, and then people in 3rd. Trying to see if anybody else can maintain games. I think the big closer of all at the minute is David Jump, who's unfortunately last. He's on the back of Campbell with 17th, so the only way to go for him is forward.
Oh, I heard a crash up front. There's the car in the wall. That is Michael Wilson, who's hit the wall. Going into the 3rd sector, going down the front. Now he's lost a load of places, so being P6 on the grid, and all the way back down to 14th to go through turns 1 and 2 in full speed for the first time. Someone's hit the barriers there on the right hand side, but everyone seems to manage to get through. Yeah.
Is that his drive through?
That is his drive through penalty, literally going for a car park, going back onto the circuit. It's not. There we go. Now he's finished the drive through penalty. back on the circuit once again. But there are Team Lot still 1 and 2. Pupo there in third.
Lewis
Rakovic
McGlade
had a great
hits the
start.
wall. Lewis McGlade hits the wall, then contact with Barbakov as well. Barbakov looks like he's got ahead just as they come up to the right-hander, but Lewis McGlade has the inside. I think, no, he didn't, sorry, other way around. So that's Barbakov up to P11. A little bit argy-bargy there as Jan Woznicka comes through on Lewis McGlade as well. So he's gone from 11th to 13th in the space of 2 corners, so he won't be best pleased with that. But they're all very, very tight and close together there, so I think just like last time out, we're going to have quite a few battles on track. Obviously with walls quite a bit closer than what they were.
Definitely an interesting one. And it's going to be a long slog for these guys. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. We've only gone about 3 minutes done in this race. And we're already flying up to speed already. So in the lead, Mark Hutchinson from Kean White. Pupo and Rakovic is really attacking actually now. I can see he's close to the gap up to Pupo. Obviously, this is going to be important for his championship. He's got Matthew Klipp right behind him, championship leader. These two are going to be sogging it out like there was last time out as well at Tobin Long. He's been the class of the field so far, but now with LARP racing team involved, you know, it could be with 4 rounds to go, of course, they could be a force to be reckoned with in the next few rounds. Everyone's still nice and close together. The only man to really drop back is Celso Ferreira, but obviously that's from the drive-through. David Young tag along at the back of the field. Everyone seems to be settling down a little bit now, are we?
Yeah, I think so. The sort of one I'm riding on board with at the minute is Barbakov. He's all over the back of Elliott, essentially. A few times now he's caught the back of Elliott's car. I'm waiting to see if an accident's going to happen here in a minute. Barbakov looking very impatient and ready to sort of get through at any opportunity. But that seems to be the closest on track at the minute that I can see. But Barbakov obviously starting P18, he's now up to P11, so almost in the top 10. I don't think it's going to take him too long. Obviously Ryan Elliott isn't going to jump out the way for him, but Barbakov got the inside as the two collide again. Ryan Elliott losing the back end there. They come on to straight now and up over the start-finish line. And yeah, gaps about 0.2 of a second. As I say, Barbakov is in fact he's passing because Ryan Elliott has hit the wall. Ryan Elliott unfortunately is now back down to, well, say back down or all the way down to P17. So I didn't quite catch whether there was any contact there between the two, or whether he's just locked.
Looks like he's just lost it. He lost it under braking and just speared into the wall. Unfortunately for Ryan Elliott, so he has got some work to do. Fastest lap by the way so far, Mark Hutchinson 122.956. If you complete 90% of the race distance, you are entitled to that bonus point that fast lap gives you. Of course, you've got 1 point as well for pole position. So, it's a good day's work so far for Hutchinson.
Yeah, looking to collect everything. But yeah, so the new team, of course, was out in first and second at the minute. White is just under 2 seconds behind Hutchinson, and then a nice gap of about pretty much bang on 3 seconds back to Pupo and Rakovic in third and fourth. So yeah, those heavily inspired Honda Earth cars, you might not like the look of them, David, but they seem to be going very well at the moment.
So every car looks good when it's out in front.
That's it, yeah, the most beautiful one is always the quickest one, isn't it?
That is true, that is true. But looking through the field, I'll say they're going out in a class of their own. At this moment in time, Pupo, Rakovic, Klipp, Pidamari, Poom still in 7th, doing a pretty good job after his unfortunate disconnect last time out. And he's just hit the wall, as I say that as well, just to commentate his curse, of course. Pedro Mora in P8 with Roger, and actually, Roger's doing a good job actually moving it away through the field. Obviously, Factor flag cars, as we know, they seem to be much better in the race and seem to move their way through the field quite nicely. Might be a bit more difficult today. And looking pretty handy so far with Barbakov in 10th after starting from the back of the grid of that wall riding infringement. Woznicka, McGlade, Wilson, Delgado, Wallace, Yunt, Ryan Elliott and Celso Ferreira as well. Give us your thoughts of how the season's going as well. What your thoughts are about the season, the cars, the tracks, the drivers, standards, anything, any feedback you may have, or if you feel like you want to see more of these cars in the future, just let us know. And or if you've got any ideas for new leagues, new series, WCS want to do, maybe using different sims, let us know in the chat. We'll see. We'll definitely consider all ideas and all your creativity at home as well.
Just watching.
Contact, Barbakov.
Yeah.
Barbakov nearly lost it. Hit the back of Cameron Rogers. Rogers now still in ninth position, but Barbakov getting very, very sideways out of turn 1.
Yeah, I was just watching Pedro Moore at the time, and I was just about to say he's taking a very, very odd line through the corner, but I think, what you just said happened just ahead. Looks like he was preparing to avoid any sort of incident. Barbakov all over the back of Cameron Roger at the minute. Obviously, with Pedro Moore just ahead in 8th, so this battle goes all the way, well, basically up to 3rd place, I think. They're separated by just a matter of seconds. They're all pretty much noticed themselves, so all up for grabs. If I think the hardest part is going to be getting an overtake without catching the wall, to be honest.
It'll be very, very difficult, but if you're out in front, you're in a good position. You've just got, with your Pupo, you've got clear track ahead of you. Just focus on what's going on ahead, and that knowing that the cars behind, obviously Cliffhanger having a great year so far, but likes of Rakovic is going to find it very difficult to pass. This actually down here might be the best place to pass if you've got running at full power. Obviously, no.
Barbakov looks like he might be going up. Sorry, he was fading a move there on Cameron Roger. These two are so close together. I think if Barbakov doesn't get through in a minute, they're both going to end up upside down in a wall somewhere. How they can drive this close together is beyond me.
It's a very, very good skill, but it's no attack mode, of course, in this series. You can't get that into the game, unfortunately. But I'd say, you could adjust with your power settings as well, and you go full power. You do get a fair rate of knots, to get alongside and pass another car as well. That seems to be how most of the moves are done here in Formula E in this series. This is Formula E Voltage series as well. Our first time trying this series, so a few things will work, a few things will not work so well. Oh, I just see, speaking of working well, Milan Rakovic down the inside of Leonardo Pupo there, going into the hairpin. That might be worth a replay. Possibly Pupo's lunging down the inside. Contact there with Rakovic. They're sideways. Pupo clip's gone past. I think that was a retaliation move from Pupo, desperate to get the place back. But Amari's made through for as well. Contact as well. Barbakov, wall sticker. Oh, what are they doing? The two teammates are driving into each other. Oh, they're driving. Oh, wow, no. That's really poor from Wilson. What's he doing? Just driving into his teammate deliberately like that? That's really, really poor.
Michael Wilson just got caught up in all of that. Saw an opportunity and then got put in the wall by the two teammates there. So, yeah, not great driving from either of them. I think Barbakov is obviously frustrated after starting from the back of the grid. Obviously, completely his fault. But yeah, seems to be. I noticed earlier with some of the moves, just a little bit too much of a hurry to get through, and unfortunately, that's what happens.
You just end up going slow if you having damage to your car as well. There's no point really making these aggressive moves. What point are you really proving? You've got to be more educated about this sort of stuff, to make the right move at the right time.
Driver's quicker than the hasty one at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. But Rakovic and Clip, luckily for their championship battle, have survived that incident with Pupo. He's now down to 6th place, with Hogan Pupo at the back of him as well. But out in front, Hutchinson and Kian White, literally in a class of their own. They're 6 seconds ahead of Milan Rakovic. And, only done, well, we haven't done that long in this race so far. We're just about 1/3 done. Getting close to that 1/3 mark, as Ryan Elliott is the first man to retire from this race off that incident he had earlier on, and losing a bunch of time in the wall. He's now out of this race, which is unfortunate for him, I believe, as well. He didn't have a very good race last time out as well. So
Barbakov, I just saw him going sideways. I was just about to jump over the top of you there to announce that he'd spun, but he managed to keep it in a straight line. But you can see very frustrated driving from him. Wozniacki at the minute is desperately trying to find a way past Michael Wilson, as Barbakov now closed up on the back of both of them, so this could end in tears very, very quickly. Both driving very aggressively at the moment.
There goes Wozniacki, look at Danny inside. Can't do it. His teammate gives him a nudge. Power slide out the corner from Wozniacki as well. As he got alongside Wilson for a brief moment. Can't do it. They're going to try and get him another go. Of course, this is a great place to try and make a move actually down a hill. But I say it tightens up quite quickly on the apex. If you can get the run out of there, he could be alongside very quickly. Wozniacki looking all over the back of him now. He's trying to get all sideways. He's drifting now around the hairpin. Now he's got a teammate coming alongside. Can't do it. Wozniacki still in that P12. Wilson do a great job of defending so far. Yellow flag ahead. Oh, there's a car sideways. Who's that? Pupo's off again. What's he been up to now this time? Looks like he got a tap from Hygo Poom at the rear.
And he's spun again. He's in the wall. Down to 13. So that's back behind Barbakov and Wozniacki now.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what happened there.
Yeah, so it was Poom give a little tap up the diffuser of Pupo's car, spinning him around. It looks like Pupo then spun again. But these 4 cars, the way they're at it, Wilson, Wozniacki, Barbakov and Pupo, it's going to be very, very aggressive battle, I think, particularly these 2 behind. Wozniacki and Barbakov, who not really giving much care of what's going on around them, shall we say. So,
like you say, Michael Wilson is doing an absolutely stellar job of defending from these 2 at the minute.
Yeah.
Is this his first race in?
It is, yeah. His first race in this series.
I was going to say, for his first race in the series, he's got immediate, full-on pressure and handling it very, very well at the minute. But no, looking at Barbakov and Wozniacki, they seem to have much better traction. But again, Wilson putting his car in all the right places to sort of not enable that advantage. But
and defending early there as well, position the car.
Wozniacki is he's trying to go around the outside now of Wilson as they go into the tunnel, and that's just allowed Barbakov to get around the outside of him. And Barbakov, has he come through? No, he's just managed to keep him behind there. So, yeah, all the action going on here in the battle for 10th.
Further up as well, Cameron Roger and Lewis Brigade are welded together again. They're like a married couple the way they are. They're always glued together, joined at the hip. They're attacking Pedro Moore and Hygo Poom. 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th this is. Further up as well, Vidamari is dropped back a little bit, but Clip is all over the back of Milan Rakovic. This is the battle for 3rd place. 2 championship leaders going at it here in the streets of Sardian Heights.
Barbakov has got ahead of Wozniacki, who's now up the inside of Barbakov. Is there going to be contact? Yes, of course there's going to be contact. But Barbakov obviously on the outside is behind. Leonardo Pupo almost loses it. I just saw in the back of the screen, but manages to keep it all pointing forward. But yeah, Barbakov ahead of Wozniacki now. So they'll have Michael Wilson to sort of take a few breaths. He's got, a gap. It's about 4 attempts, but it's vastly bigger than the half attempt it was 2 minutes ago. So giving Michael Wilson just a little bit of time to sort of breathe for a minute while these 2 fight it out over at 11th place. But it won't be long before they're back on the back, and it looks like Leonardo Pupo's ready to join in as well. So it's going to be interesting. Everywhere you look, there's a bit of action at the minute.
1/3 race distance done. Mark Hutchison leads this race from Kean White by about 1.2 seconds. Then behind them, right down the road, Milan Rakovic, Matt Clip, battle for 3rd place. They're still following each other's moves, each other's shadows. Get it right, David.
I know what you mean, and I'm sure everybody else does.
No, they don't. They really don't. Vidamari in P5. Hygo Poom 6. Got a nice gap there to Pedro Moore, and then the 2 flags, 8 and 9. But then there's battle that we're keeping an eye on so far. Pedro Delgado's out of this race. And Barbakov past Wozniacki. There's a drift there from Barbakov. Gets the car stopped just about. Pupo's dropped back as well from this battle, so it's back to these 3 cars.
He's probably scared for his life, to be fair. Watching these 3 going around the corners, bouncing off of each other, I think the best strategy is just to wait for the inevitable.
There's a move.
Oh, there's a move. It's Barbakov.
Oh, look at Wozniacki making it 3 wide.
3 wide, they're bouncing off each other.
Oh, and the 2 teammates again. What are they doing? They're not helping each other whatsoever. But Wilson doing a stellar job. Honestly, if he defends this for the whole race, he deserves a knighthood the way he's going. He's really doing an amazing job. Or give him admin status, even better.
Yeah.
Make him admin. Barbakov and Wozniacki.
They just came
Still getting
together
that.
again.
Oh, Pupo's all over the place still. You know, he can't get the power down in anti-slow corners at all. Then they've got Campbell Wallace behind him, Yunt 15th, Salsfera 16th, and then Delgado and Ryan Elliott as well.
Matthew Clip looks like he might be getting ready to try something. The gap between the two cars now is just over a tenth and a half. There's action everywhere at the minute, but yeah, Clip looks like he's getting a bit racy now on the back of Rfactor. Again, that's for P3, so worth keeping an eye on as well.
Oh, Wilson's dropped back. Michael Wilson's dropped back. Where is this? He's dropped behind both of the teammates. Looks like it was just down the far straight. So Wilson's now down to 30. Sorry to cut you off there.
No,
Yeah, there, but that was a
he's
interesting
behind
development.
Wow. So he's lost out to 3 cars. I wonder what's happened there. Is that a simple mistake from him, or has he potentially been murdered?
I don't know, maybe he just didn't want to happen status.
Yeah, it's fair.
Probably more realistic. Since I mentioned that, he's like, no, let's drop back immediately. It's a great battle there and a great effort there from Michael Wilson. Hopefully he comes back because he's done a great job. Now Campbell Wallace all over the back of him now, trying to get his cliffhanger car up the order a little bit.
I'm wondering, has he got damaged? Because his pace is... I mean, I don't know. He was obviously defending very well, so we don't know what his true pace is. But like you say, Campbell Wallace now all over the back of him. I wonder whether there was an incident.
Potentially. I mean, I think that it could be the rear tyres as well, because I know he lost it a little bit. And the rear tyres might have just given up if he's gotten too hot, potentially, as Cameron Rogers having a nice little drift in P8 there at the corner.
I was going to say, Michael Wilson, rear tyres, you're saying he just came onto the back straight completely sideways. So if it is down to tyres, he's definitely not helping them with moves like that.
Ian White's also closing up to the back of Mark Hutchinson as well. They're battle for the lead. I don't expect these two to be going too hard at it. But nicely in formation.
Situation.
Exactly. The two who are going at it, Rfactor and Clip, still very respectful driving. You know, they've been great competitors all year. They've not had any incidents at all. You know, when they have raced as well, it's all been very clean, very competitive. Vinamar is looking to spoil the show, potentially, for this lovely battle. He's in P5, close up to the back now of these two ahead. He's second behind them. He goes round the hairpin once again. Everyone else is pretty much behind more. Actually, it's behind 8th, 9th, and 10th. Mora, Roger, McGlade for 7th, 8th, and 9th now. He's looking to take again flag to flag as well, as we mentioned earlier. They look pretty good as the race goes on. They tend to get a bit stronger. So see how these two get on upfield.
Out last time, didn't we? Towards the middle of the race, they were both really showing some good pace. So yeah, they can get past Pedro Mora. There's a bit of a gap to Hovo Poom in 6th, who's in a little bit of no man's land at the minute. Actually, he's just around 4 seconds off of Vidamari in 5th, with a 2-second lead back to Pedro Mora. So he's having quite a nice calm race at the minute.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, he's obviously had the small incident earlier on, but he's got on with the job, and I think he's actually close enough to the back of Vidamari a little bit as well. So he's in P6. Mora, Roger, and McGlade, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And this is going to be interesting as well, because of say all these slides as well, and all these acceleration zones. If you have a little bit of a slide, it does ruin your power a little bit as well. So it's going to be patience is key here today, as my throat is decided not to be patient and give up the ghost. There we go. That's a bit better.
Now, I'm actually eager to see whether Barbakov can get the gap down to Lewis McGade, Cameron Roger, and Pedro Mora, because that would make that slightly exciting if he suddenly got on the back of those three, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think if they can work together, put in a few good laps, solid laps, it'd be very intense. I think that's the right way to put it. But Barbakov's still got the fastest lap, a 1:22.2. We've definitely got in him to improve. This actually does a 22.8. He actually close up to the guys ahead by 0.8 of a second that last lap as well. So he's pushing really hard. He goes into the wall.
Yeah.
In the wall there. He drifted into the wall there. Gets away with it.
Lucky to
The
get away.
Formula E cars are quite strong actually. Maybe a bit too strong for my personal liking. But Bostic has gone straight on. Bostic's gone straight on into the wall.
Oh dear.
Is he going to carry on? He completely upbraked himself, front's locked up and smashed into the wall.
looks like he's.
I don't think he's too motivated to get going again. I think that's him out of the race.
Yep. One simple mistake, that's all it takes. So yeah, just proving how quickly it can all go wrong. So unfortunate for Worcester.
Especially headbutting the wall, comes to mind.
Just as you were saying how strong these cars are.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. 5-star end cap. That's, that'll be absolutely fine there. But Hutchinson and White still
I'm
out front.
impressed with this lead. They've got almost 10 seconds from Sean White to Milan Rakovic. They are just absolutely wandering away with this.
It's a long way to go as well. It's we're just over halfway in this race now.
Yes, but they've given themselves one hell of a buffer. If they want to turn everything down now, they've not got to worry about Rakovic getting on the back of them too quickly. So,
Rakovic's got other things on his mind.
Yes, Matthew Clip mainly, I should imagine, with a little bit of Vidamari in the background as well. So, yeah, it's going very well, isn't it, for the top two?
Cliffhanger Racing as well, brand new team. Obviously, we've got Nazran Kumar as well. We've put the team together and very successful so far. I've got the race win under their belt, which is on their debut as well, which is very impressive. For any team to do that in any series, it's a great achievement to have. Going forward as well, we know they're taking part in other series as well. So it's going to be exciting times for them this year, and hopefully this will be a great start to a great foundation to build on as well, because they're beating teams at RSR, who've had a very successful time in WCS in the past and other series, Drive Game Seat as well, and particularly other simulators as well. I know they're quite experienced, trying to handle new things as well. So very, very successful. Hopefully we can see a lot of promising races.
So take a page out of your book now, David. We've got 22, just down to 21 viewers in the chat. To quote you, David, from last time out, obviously we don't have any of the power zones or anything like that. But if you could give a fan boost, who would you give it to? So there's 22 of you now. Go ahead, pop it in the chat. We'll have a look. I'm sure David can get the calculator out and tally up the results. But who would you give the fan boost to on this race?
And Sopper Van Dorn's not here, so you can't vote for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably still get a few of them.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I didn't say the driver of the race, because we don't need a chat full of Max Verstappen's either. Try and keep it to the UK.
Just seeing as well on track, Celso Ferreira making a move down inside of Pupa. Pupa's really dropped the ball again. Because he had it was like in round 1 at Hong Kong, he qualified on pole and dropped right the way back, and exactly the same thing's happened again for Pupo. We had technical problems last time out, but it's such a shame because he definitely got talent's there, so but now he's the last runner on track, so something has gone drastically wrong, maybe in the either strategy or a setup in 2 of the races he's taking part in this year. So maybe this week break that's coming up will give him the chance to practice maybe his racecraft, to say, or out and out pace. He's definitely got it.
Yep. Definitely. Just having a look to see where the battles are at the minute.
We've got a vote for David Junt, and we've got a vote for Barbakov as well.
Why am I not surprised to see Josh Downard with the hashtag send it? Good to see Josh.
He's a man that I expect him to be taking part in Monaco, that's for sure, in a few weeks' time. Get a full grid.
Barbakov now on the back of Pedro Mora. I said it'd be good if he could catch up for a bit of action, as he actually goes up the inside of Mora. Mora shaking out to the left. I don't think he saw that one coming, to be honest. So Barbakov is
that's the push.
Way through. Yeah, perhaps he doesn't need a fan boost.
He needs a water ride.
Yeah.
To get past, maybe, but there we go. He's going to be trying his damnedest to more. A slide there from Pedro. Oh, a little nudge again. Oh, there we go. Just cut the track. That's the way to do it, Steph. Barbakov. just
As long as it doesn't
cutting that
go
white
right
line.
around
Oh,
the
you notice all
outside.
these cones are gone already as well. I think I only took about 2 laps to get rid of them, but here comes lining up. Mora's got a slide.
Mora's
Barbakov's
slide
now
again.
going to get the overlap. No, he's not. Mora managed to get the power out the corner. To go into turn one once again. Barbakov trying to switch back into the inside. Can he get the overlap on Mora? There's almost a cigarette paper between them. But it looks like Mora's going to hold on to position for now. As going past the scene of the crime that Waska did into that wall.
So just to let you guys know, next week we are giving away 3 free copies. That's always good when you see the number 3 in the word free. That's 3 free copies of Virtual Race Engineer 2020 to 3 random drivers who have scored points in the first 3 rounds. That's also done at the end of the season as well, as you know, David.
Yeah. And see Barbakov once again.
Pedro Mora will be putting that high power on every time he sees that red car getting up the inside.
Barbakov lining up the move. Here, is he going to be a little bit of tap? No. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is there as
that
well.
Train is never late, is it?
At least ask Pedro for a date first.
Yeah.
Christ's sake. But we're getting out the corner. We're just finishing 20th lap. And we are nearly at 2/3 race distance now. We're still up front. The 2 lap cars.
He's to make contact. He's spun out.
Oh, he has.
Pedro
He's
Mora.
stepped Pedro Mora out.
To
Completely.
his credit, he's immediately stamped on the brakes and then put Cameron Roger in the wall. So a little bit of niceties there to Mora, not so much to Cameron Roger as he jumps back ahead of Cameron Roger. I don't think he's going to be too impressed. That was
here we go. I think there's a bit of miscommunication going on there between Roger and Barbakov. I'm not sure if Barbakov really wants to take place or not, but he's ahead. Wilson maybe he's up in 11th, Wallace 12th, Young 13th, Susfair 14th, Cooper 15th, but not quite sure what's going on. Barbakov's now drifting out of the hairpin. But it's a great challenge for these guys. Again, different type of circuit to what we've done in the first 2 rounds. Every challenge has been different. And people really struggling to get the power on in particular, I've noticed. A lot of these corners, you see the car drifting out, trying to have to catch it, particularly down the front straight, where if you're running on full power, there's a horrible bump in the middle of the straight and you can catch the car out. It's also a great opportunity to pass if you can get alongside. But Amari still following Clip and Rakovic for P3, 4 and 5. And McGlade's up to 7th after that incident actually as well. Didn't catch on camera, but McGlade's up to 7th, now trying to hunt down the Estonian Hygo Pin.
just wondering, are there any penalties for any sort of driving like that? As Cameron Roger is now ahead of Barbakov.
It has to get reported. Yeah, it has to get reported.
Incredibly nasty move, to be honest. Just really surprised to see that, to be honest. But Cameron Roger is back ahead anyway, so he'll be a bit happier now. But Barbakov, as always, all over the back. Little push here and there. I don't think he needs to let him know he's there. I think everybody's aware he's there. They'll be feeling it anyway. But yeah, Mora's going to be.
Oh, it's a lunge.
Oh, it's
There's
a
the
lunge
move.
up the inside.
Oh,
and
and he's
into
with the wall. And he
gone
rode the wall as well to get through
and
as well.
he's made it stick.
That's poor. That is poor for Barbakov. The way that well, you all saw that, so
Yeah.
oh dear. Hopefully Roger can get the pace back. Oh, he's now down the inside. No, he's not going to take that.
It's disgusting to see driving like that, I think, to be honest.
He knows
Especially
exactly what he was
racing,
doing.
Qualifying, absolutely. I'll tell you what, he looks like. No, never mind, don't worry. But no, so P9 at the minute with Cameron Roger, who is going to be fuming, absolutely fuming, very understandably. And as I was just saying before all of that happened, Pedro Mora is going to be wiping the sweat off his brow and probably hoping that continues on for as long as possible, because he now hasn't got Barbakov. Oh, as he slams into the wall sideways to Barbakov. Hasn't got him breathing down his neck. I'll say that. He's all over the back of him now already. So, yeah.
And it looks like, he's closing up to the back of Pedro Mora as well. It's, of course, the back for P8. Drifting
A
up.
car that has been in the wall and in the back of pretty much every car on the grid. Incredible grip and traction out of the corners. The turning on that thing is I don't know if they've nailed the setup, but it looks like it's driving beautifully.
Yeah, the car, it seems like quite a well-balanced car, actually. As I've just seen Mark Hudson now lapping Pupo now on lap 20, well, halfway through lap 23, as we are now well into two-thirds distance of this race.
Matt Clip is down to P5. No, P4. It's just
Bidabari's made up 2 places. Look at this. And they're all scrapping away.
Separated by spread paper at the minute.
Oh, he's going to put it to the wall. Is Clip going to try and get down the inside? No. Oh, contact. Rakovic is in the wall. Rakovic is in the wall. Poom's going to make up 2 places, I think. Or is Clip going to get past? Let him back past again. If I was Hygo, I wouldn't fight it too hard. Clip's in the lead of a championship. Oh, there's going to be contact between 2 RSR cars. Poom's spinning Clip around almost. McGlade's going past now up to P5. Absolute carnage, but poor Milan Rakovic getting punted off. Well, it was a racing incident. I think Clip just had his nose down his side, had nowhere to go but the wall. Unbelievable stuff. But Hygo Poom's up to 4th place. McGlade's to 5th. Clip to 6th. Rakovic down to 7th. And we've got this battling trio once again. It's all livened up here in the closing stages of this race.
Luckily for Rakovic, he did manage to get the car back round the right way fairly quickly. I mean, he's now 7 seconds off where he was a minute ago, but at least he's able to carry on. So hopefully he'll be able to close back up. But yeah, Vidamari just had it handed on a plate, didn't he? Straight into P3. He's got a nice little gap now with 3
Really
seconds.
good job. Really good job from him.
Yeah, really good.
He's been biding his time, and he took the opportunity perfectly, in fairness to him, and it was down to the 2 championship contenders to knock each other out, pretty much. But you think that Clip's in 6th, Rakovic in 7th. I mean, Clip has gained one over Rakovic there, but I think it could have been a lot worse if Clip had not lost his 2 places.
Absolutely.
For his sake. I say all this battling trouble again, for P8, Mora, Barbakov and Cameron Rogers still scrapping away, not knowing what's going on ahead.
Yeah, Mora's now got the heat back on with Barbakov and Roger, like you say, right behind him. It's so close. So very close. In fact, Cameron Rogers got a fairly good exit. I wonder whether he might have gone for a stab there, but he's thought better of it. Yeah, again, Barbakov's car is absolutely planted. Absolutely planted.
He gets the power out there nicely. Mora's still doing a great job of defending this as well. Now going back further forward. Vidamari's in third, but Hygo Poom now under a bit of pressure now from Lewis McGlade. Matt Clip as well, as we've got 10 minutes now of this race remaining. Got about 8 or so laps to go.
Yeah, we're going to start to
And
see
Matt Clip's lunging down the inside. No, he thinks better of it.
Yeah, we're going to start to see them using a bit of that energy if they've got it available. Like you say, it's not the restraints that they had last time out with this layout, so plenty of braking zones for them anyway to regen.
They have, put everything on the table, empty out that locker, because you're going to need it to get further up the field if you're struggling a bit further back down the order.
Unbelievable, the gap at the front with Hutchinson and White back to Vidamari now.
22 seconds.
Or was it 22, sorry. 22 seconds. They're literally driving around in formation at this point.
They can just literally just push the car home and still win at this rate.
Chat said multi-21 at the front, so just bring it home.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to do anything push or do anything silly now.
That's
Hutchinson
it,
from White. I say 2 very talented drivers, done multiple series now, Rfactor 2.
Involved now with Pedro Mora and Barbakov, so that might be one to keep an eye on for a second.
Oh, here we go. Cameron Rogers actually dropped further back as well.
He has, yeah. Cooper being lapped by 8th place Mora and 9th place Barbakov with, Cameron Roger a couple of seconds back now, like I say.
And battle for third, hotting up, Vidamari leading it, but Poom McGlade and Clip all closing up to the back of the Italian. Rfactor is a bit further back as well, but these four...
Made a couple of seconds though. I think he was just over 7 seconds behind Clip after the spin, so he's slowly coming back into contention.
It's all about defence, you know. The thing is, of course, the longer you're stuck behind a driver, a slower driver, you know, or if you've caught a guy up and you're stuck behind him, the more frustrated you can get. And particularly if you've got other cars behind him as well, you kind of think, oh, come on, we've got to get a move done because all of a sudden so-and-so behind me is going to make a move down the inside as well. But Poom, McGlade and Matt Clip are going to be in tandem. Rfactor's going to be
easy to sort of get into that driver ahead's driving habits as well. You start to obviously brake where they're braking, accelerate out where they're accelerating, and it's easy to lose your own momentum, which is why it isn't ideal, as Mora going massively defensive, as Barbakov again giving him what appears to be the signature elbow, going through the corner, a bit of a bump there, clearly frustrated at being behind, but like we said, Pedro Mora doing a fantastic job of defence, and a little bit of contact again there. I think they're making contact in every single corner at the minute.
back up front, P3, Vidamari, Poom, McGlade looking down, almost all over the back of Hygo. Poom there as well, all over his diffuser and rear wing. So now going up to turn 3. It's very difficult, well, potentially difficult corner up, wall facing you, but everyone gets around.
The head of Pedro Mora. So that promotes
he is,
to P8 now. So Cameron Roger, I'm just trying to see, he's starting to claw his way back a little bit. So that's the next thing Pedro Mora is going to have to worry about. But as you say, the gap at the front, I mean, Vidamari and Poom are separated by nothing. At all, and then obviously Lewis McGlade sitting there thinking, right, if you two go and have a bit of a collision, I'll go.
Clip round the outside. Is Clip going to make this round the outside of Lewis McGlade? No, he can't quite do it. He doesn't quite have to rip and turn in to do it. This is spicy. This is really spicy up front. Also, Mark Hutchison with the fastest lap of the race now. He's going to take that bonus point as it stands. We now have 6 minutes to go.
Watching on board with Vidamari and P3 looking back, it's a great view to see the three behind him. They are incredibly close. Hygo Poom's dropped back a little bit now off the back, not a lot. He actually has a wobble there and taps the wall. But this, yeah, like you say, 6 minutes to go. I think it's going to get incredibly spicy.
And also, Rakovic is closing up by over a second a lap to these guys as well. Ahead, so he's got about 4 or 5 laps to do it in. Could maybe close up if he can keep it clean and keep it smooth. These guys are going to hold each other up more and more as this race unfolds.
That's it, the more they fight, the slower they go. So,
and for Demari, looking very, very on edge, even in the slow stuff. Poom's trying to get alongside, trying to do the switch back on him. No, Demari defending pretty well.
Is that going to give Hygo a bit of room?
That's drifting out of the corner.
Yeah, literally sideways.
Oh, Clip's making a move. Oh. Hit his teammate. He's going to dive down the inside. Is Clip going to... He is, yeah. He's made the move on McGlade. There he goes. Up into P5 with the lunge. He's probably seen Rakovic close up and think, no, I've got to do something now.
That'll Barbakov anyway. Got on the radio that Barbakov's been set free.
Leonardo Pupo still set the fastest lap for 21.9. So the guy at the back of the field is still going pretty damn quick at some points anyway. Maybe it's just he just got bored and did a fast lap, but there we go. Oh, Igapoon's drifting out of the corner, P4. Clip now. Is there going to be any team orders here? You know, with Matt Clip leading the championship going into the race. And there's a car round as well. Who is that? Can't see. I think everything's gone okay, but there's a car spun around. Just saw a yellow flag. But yeah, is there going to be any team orders at RSR? Obviously, Ryan Ellick's going to be perfectly aware of what's going on. Still very close, McGlade sniffing all over this, like I wouldn't do at Greg's, walking past. Rakovic, though, is closing. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But Rakovic is closing. He's closing. He's down to a second, but 1.5 seconds behind Lewis McGlade with a few laps to go.
Yeah, you can see that group of 4 there. I'm just waiting. Something's going to happen any minute. As
Hygo Poom down the inside. There's contact. Bidamari closes the door.
Oof. That's what he's waiting for. He's thinking a few more.
It's Bidamari slowing the pace. Look at Lewis McGlade around the outside of Matt Clip. That's going to be a great move if he can get that. If he can get that sorted, I think he can. He's down inside for the next one as well. Rakovic is now all over the back. It's a 5-car scrap for the podium here.
And here comes Rakovic, like you say, just joined the back of this insanity.
Oh, they're drifting into him. Oh, there's contact between him and Bidamari.
Oh, they're
Bidamari's
gonna
going to
go
lose it, surely. Oh, how did he catch that? He's in the wall. Rakovic is in the wall. They're diving down the inside. Contact between McGlade and Rakovic. They're all in the wall. They're all in the wall.
All in the wall. How are they still going? I genuinely thought that was going to be a pile-up.
That was crazy stuff. Rakovic loses it completely into McGlade.
He's only just got there.
Oh my goodness! So that is poor. Pupo's now slowing down as well. But what a crazy few corners! That is madness. Absolute madness there. After all that, Hygo Poom is in third position now. I think Bidamari's. Oh yeah, how Bidamari caught that car going up the hill.
I have no idea.
2 minutes to go.
He runs very deep into the corner there, which almost gave Matthew Clip. And Lewis McGlade is now looking up the inside of Clip. I think he caught them all off guard there.
All Clip's looking down the inside of Bidamari. Bidamari locks up. Clip's got the late nose inside. Lewis McGlade trying to get a run. Oh, he's got a run on Clip. That's Bidamari. Oh, it's a punt. Frustration's tempering over here. There's Clip there. Bidamari's rage quit. He's stopped the car. He's DNF. I think there was a frustration there from Bidamari. But Clip there. He's now up to 4th. McGlade 5th. Rakovic 6th. As a result, Mora, Wilson, and Cameron Roger will make up the top 10. But now we got. But I do feel that the DC after this race will be very, very, very busy indeed.
And it's worth popping by just to come and see that, to be honest. Links in the description. But it looks like Hygo Poom has been handed this third place now. He's got, obviously a connection error is the only thing I think that's going to stop him now.
Wow.
Matthew Clip in 4th. And it looks like Lewis McGlade and Rakovic are the two that are going to be squabbling over that 5th place.
Great day for RSR again.
Yeah, absolutely. Always is. They always seem to do very well, don't they? Let's be honest.
But Mark Hutchinson will start his final lap around this Sardian Heights 250 circuit, and what a dominant day it has been for LARP sim racing. Oh, he's got a drip there from Cian White as well, but they can afford to be showboating a little bit. 35 seconds out in the lead.
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Almost,
like we said the first time out. Yeah, mental, absolutely mental.
Now with 4 rounds left, a lot can happen. They've started off in pretty much the perfect manner here. Can you maybe not a drivers' championship? Might be pushed a bit far, but do you think there could be a shout with the teams? It's Rakovic as well passes Lewis McGlade into 5th as they start their final lap now.
He's not done yet, is he? He's going to have to do well to catch Matthew Clip, though. Let's be honest. Unless Clip makes a mistake. But I think after what happened, obviously a couple of laps ago when he was facing backwards, it's not a bad recovery to P5.
So going into the final sector for the last time, Mark Hutchinson rounds the hairpin, and it's been absolutely faultless and absolutely total domination here today for the LARP team. As he goes out of the final corner, Mark Hutchinson going to take the checkered flag here at Sardian Heights 250 with Cian White, his teammate. What's happened?
Yeah, he's gone. He's just vanished off the list.
He's got a drive-through penalty, and he's gone down to P11. What the hell's happened here?
Yeah, it says he's a lap down.
That's a strange one.
So Hygo Poom's now been
he's got a penalty, but Hygo Poom's going to get P2. So it looks like Cian White's had some kind of penalty on circuit. Most likely going to be cutting, but we'll find out. So this provisional results: Hutchinson wins, Hygo Poom 2nd, Matthew Clip 3rd, Rakovic in 4th. Lewis McGlade's going to take P5. Stoyan Barbakov after the most topsy-turvy race you've ever seen. Really has. He's going to somehow come out P6 after all of that, but expect reports to come in, not just from him, but from other drivers as well. P6 for him. Pedro
Wilson.
Mora in 7th.
Michael Wilson gets past Campbell Wallace for P9 as they come up to the line in the last corner. Great move. A nice clean move, so brilliant.
Nice stuff
Michael
there.
Wilson.
Salsafara 11th, Kian White 12th, David Young 13th after another uneventful race for him. And Leonardo Pupo 14th, and the retirements Vidabari, Bosnica, Delgado, and Ryan Elliott as well. Wow.
So, where do you start?
How long have you
What a
got?
race. Yeah.
Well, how long have you got? It's only the first half of the season as well. Gee. Wow,
Incredible.
that was a crazy race.
They do say where racing is entertainment, and that was definitely entertainment. Incredible race.
That's it. And that's the key of WCS series. Okay, it's a lot of competitive people taking part. Yes, they want to win. End of the game, for you viewers at home, it's all about good entertainment. There might not be so many of you here this evening, but you can't say you've not been entertained by watching that. So
Absolutely. And especially with us here, David, who wouldn't tune in?
I know. Right old pair we are.
And the brilliant cans from Mr. Pittman himself there. Keeping
Yeah,
on
we've all got to behave ourselves for 45 minutes or an hour or so, you know. How difficult is that?
That is a lot to ask for. I think I did reasonably well.
Yeah, I just wish the
if only,
drivers would
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
No, it's
So,
that's fantastic
Be
stuff. So,
interesting to see how Barbakov gets on with the rest of the grid after today's race. So
I would stay away a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's get an Uber for him just to help him out.
yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway, on that note, next week we will not be here for a race, but we may be here doing a little piece of media potentially over the course of the transfer week now. So all the team managers now, if you need to get busy, sort your teams out. We know there's plenty of people who want a race here as well. If you're a driver that wants to take part, make yourself aware in the forum, the WCS forum as well, which you'll find in the description below. All the websites, the forums, are sponsors involved as well. You're all down there. Check them all out if you can. And follow and subscribe as well. If you've watched this on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch today, I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. And obviously, our main sponsor, Virtual Race Car Engineer, just for a reminder for you, you can get 10% off as well if you use the promo code WCS Rocks as well. I've been David Carter. Alongside me has been Iain Berryman. It's been a pleasure once again. I say we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank
I
you
think
very much for having me.
without the flu.
Through? Yes, hopefully. Yeah, no, that should be gone by then.
And of course, Mr. Pittman as well, who will be obviously doing all the hard work as owner behind the scenes as well. Until next time, we'll see you again for more brilliant, entertaining, chaotic Voltage series. Bye for now.
Guys.
Virtual Race Car Engineer 2020, the intermediate level tuning software for racers. Can you come up with your own baseline setup but are still slower than most? Don't know what to do when you gain that extra bit of speed to compete for podium spots? The Virtual Race Car Engineer is for you. Virtual Race Car Engineer fine-tunes your existing baseline setup to get the most out of your car, and fast, offering whole lap and corner specific advice. Virtual Race Car Engineer will get the very best out of your setup. In the process, the driver tailors the setup to his individual needs and feel. The end result is a comfortable, reliable, and fast race setup ready to challenge for the top positions. The 2020 version brings you even more car choices, more session choices, and individual car options than ever before. An improved lap wizard to tailor advice to your individual handling problems really makes all the difference. Have you always wanted a knowledgeable engineer by your side? Well, Virtual Race Car Engineer is just that, and means tuning your personal race car setups couldn't be easier.
Raceview.nl, where you and your league can get live timing updates every 2 seconds with stint analysis and an auto-generated track map, whilst also enjoying an overlay for your live broadcasts. Get your 30-day subscription on up to 3 servers for only $3.99. WCS League, where racing is entertainment, uses raceview.nl for all their live timing. Why don't you check it out too?